Hey guys, it's Edward coming to you from Niagara Falls, Ontario, and this is my long overdue supplement review of CLEANGAINER. Um, and that's this right here. Obviously, if you can read, you can see that. What is CLEANGAINER? It's the weight gainer that was recently put out by RIVALUS. And a lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, there's so many companies out there with weight gain supplements. Well, why bother putting a new one out? Well, as the title suggests, this one's clean. The majority of the ones that are out there, not so much. So it uses clean sources for its macronutrients, so for its proteins, its carbohydrates, and its fats. And therefore, the calories that come from that are all clean source as well. Whereas a lot of the other weight gainers that are out there are filled with fillers to give you a big, impressive number. So what else sets this apart from the other ones? Well, it does not have 1,300 calories. It does not have 250 grams of carbohydrate like some of the other ones out there. And it doesn't have 70 grams of protein like some of the ones out there. And again, I'm probably losing some people. You guys are wondering what the hell. You know that saying, bigger isn't better, or size isn't everything? Well, in this case, and probably only this case, so sorry fellas, it's true. You have to be careful with how many calories you consume per meal. If you're all over the place, like let's say 200 calories to 1,300 to 300 to 600 and so on, you're more likely to get fat than you are to get fit. Usually when you're buying a supplement, it isn't to get fat. If you're looking to gain weight, you want functionality in that weight. You want to gain some lean muscle, you want to gain strength, endurance, things like that. I've never had someone come in my store. For those of you who don't know, I work at GNC. I've never had someone come in and say, make me a fat son of a bitch right now. They don't. Nobody wants that, unless you're a sumo wrestler. So why is 1,300 calories too much? Well, because it's very unlikely for an individual to require that much per meal. Where am I getting this information from? I'm getting it from Huge and Freaky. Huge and Freaky was a book put out by Robert Kennedy and his colleague Dennis Wise. For those of you who don't know, Robert Kennedy was a fitness guru. Unfortunately, he did pass away very recently. He's the man behind Muscle Mag. He's the man behind a lot of the information that's been put out there to the general public. He's where I learned the majority of my information for both training and dieting. And I know that he's influenced a lot of the pros out there too. I mean, I saw condolence tweets from both Phil Heath and Jay Cutler, some of the biggest names in bodybuilding. So, I mean, this man's going to be missed, and he definitely knew what he was talking about. But anyway, so in Huge and Freaky, and you can find this on page 60, he talks about how many calories you should be consuming a day. And he says for an individual looking to gain weight, you should be consuming approximately 20 calories per pound of body weight. 10 of those calories are going to go towards your bodily function. The other 10 calories go towards your training, so where your gains are going to come from. So for an individual like myself who weighs 200 pounds, you take 200, you multiply that by 20, and you get 4,000. And that's how many calories I should be eating a day. He also goes on to say that you should be eating about 6 meals a day. So what do? You take 4,000, you divide it by 6, and that's how many calories each and every one of those meals should be. Obviously, there's going to be some fluctuation. Breakfast is probably going to be a little larger than, say, my last meal of the day, but in and around the same amount. Nowhere near 1,300 calories a pop. For me, I should be consuming about 666 and change calories a day, or a meal, sorry. So yet you still have these weight gain supplements out there that are saying 1,300, and they're telling you to have like 1 to 2 a day, plus your whole food. So in order to justify that, and this is by Robert Kennedy's thinking, and assuming that the company that put this product out has a head on their shoulders as well, they're assuming that the individual has a certain weight, because that's going to justify this huge amount of calories. So how do you figure out how much the person should weigh? Well, if you're consuming 1,300 calories, and I'm on a calculator, by the way, and you're eating 6 meals a day, that means that you're consuming 7,800 calories a day. Now, in order to justify that, and this is for the average person, I'm not taking into account people like long-distance runners and stuff like that, 7,800 calories, you're going to take that and you're going to divide it by 20, because it's 20 calories per pound of body weight. The number you end up with is 390. So these supplement companies, if they're thinking it through, are assuming that the customer coming into the store or going online to buy their product weighs 390 pounds and he's looking to gain weight. I don't even think Ronnie Coleman, the biggest bodybuilder ever, hit 390. 390 is excessive. I know morbidly obese people that aren't 390, or I know of them. So I don't understand their thinking and giving you that much. It's too much. And, some of you guys might be thinking, okay, well, maybe I'll just divvy it up. I'll divide it in half. 1 serving twice a day. Well, sure, you can do that. But then you're left with pretty much exactly what's in here. The only difference is this is clean source, and that relies heavily on artificial and fillers. Okay, so let's get into that. 560 calories a pop. Okay, you've got 90 grams of carbohydrate, and they're very low glycemic carbohydrates. They're slow digesting carbs. You have your healthy fats, and you also have 30 grams of multi-stage absorbing protein. Okay, those proteins are, you have a whey protein concentrate, a milk protein isolate, calcium casein, and a whey protein isolate. What's the benefit of multi-stage absorbing protein? If you really want to know, check out my Promiso review because I go into that in great detail. As for its carbohydrate sources, clean carb blend, avocado powder, organic guano, organic blueberry powder, ginger powder, monk fruit, oat fiber, cane sugar, and organic rice bran. Your leading weight gainers tend to use things like maltodextrin, waxy maize, dextrose, and these are their primary carb sources. That's all that's in there. These are refined carbs. They're usually brought out from things like corn. Maltodextrin actually started off as a food filler. You'll find it in all your pops or sodas for the Americans watching this, in your chocolate bars, in your candies and stuff like that. All the foods that we're taught as athletes to completely avoid. That's where maltodextrin came from. And then these supplement companies came along and they said, well, I mean, these yield carbs. Let's toss it in. And it's cheap. So we're going to toss it in and make as much money as we possibly can. Waxy maize is another one. You can walk into a Canadian retail outlet and pick up waxy maize for like $35-40 for a bucket, giving you about 50 servings. That $35 to $40 is yielding profit for the guys selling it as well as the company who made it. So I mean, if it's that cheap and they're still making a profit, that's why they're putting it in their weight gain product. It doesn't make sense. I mean, we're taught eat clean, train dirty, and this is a really popular phrase on a lot of the motivational sites right now. You eat clean source foods, pretty much taking the attitude, if I can go out and hunt it and pick it myself, I can eat it. Yet you're going to put cheap shit like all that maltodextrin in your body? What's the point? What's the point of having all those empty calories, empty carbohydrates, 1 or 2 different types of protein? Why bother? Honestly, if you're going to do that, you may as well go to your fast food chain, order off their extra value menu, and pick up a couple of their little double cheeseburgers. It'll give you in and around the same amount of calories, carbs, and protein as well. When you walk into a grocery store, whether you're a gym rat or just a fitness enthusiast like myself, whether you're a pro bodybuilder, whether you're a professional grade athlete like an Olympian or NFL, CFL, NHL, etc., you're taught, you walk in the grocery store, you hang a right, you go to your fruits and vegetables. Then you go to the back to your dairy, okay? Then you go get your meat, your poultry, your fish. You head over to the grains and get your whole wheat pastas, brown rice, guana, whole wheat or whole grain breads. You pick up your steel cut oats or oatmeal, maybe a case of water, and you're out the door. You're taught to avoid the entire center section of a grocery store because it's filled with cheap fillers and shit that's just going to make you fat and unhealthy. Yet these weight gainers are pouring it in by the bucket. It doesn't make sense to me. You can spend pretty much the exact same and get clean source, or you can use that crap. So that's what I really like about the Clean Gainer. I like that it is clean. I like that as far as other ingredients go, there aren't any. Flavoring even is natural and artificial vanilla flavor with sea salt and stevia. Stevia is a natural sugar substitute. There's no filler at all in the product, which I really like. It also has aminos like your L-glycine, taurine, and your branched chains. For those of you who don't know, branched chain amino acids put your body in an anabolic environment. They slow down catabolic process or break down a muscle tissue and in turn promote anabolic growth. It also is a fat blend, which you need your healthy fats. And for the Clean Gainer, your your fats are coming from sunflower oil, MCT oil, which is medium chain triglycerides, and they come from coconut, and flaxseed. Healthy sources of fats, healthy sources of carbohydrate, healthy sources of protein, healthy sources of calories. And that's what you want as an athlete. Your goal isn't to get fat. Your goal is to gain more functional muscle tissue. In order to do it, you need to eat. Something like this, it's a little easier to consume. So that's all I really have to say about CleanGainer. All in all, it's a great product. I went through a bucket already. It tastes great. It mixes really well. I haven't had any of the cramping or bloating that I've gotten from others in the past. Not to say that they all did it. It went down smooth, which I was shocked. It's reasonably priced. You know, it suits your lifestyle. If you're an athlete, if you're looking to make improvements in your physique, this is the weight gainer to go with. You know, the others are just going to make you chubby. So that's that. I really like the product. Well done, Rivalus, Dr. Burke, and your team. You guys are amazing. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. For those of you who've done that with my past videos, you know that I do a pretty good job of getting back to you. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. It's the @ Edward Yasny, and you can see the spelling of my name on the channel. And that's it. I hope you guys liked the video, and feel free to share it. Okay, bye guys.